Hey guys. All right, so version 2.1 is coming for Genshin Impact, and they put out a trailer called "Floating World Under the Moonlight" trailer. So I just got on here and I saw this, and so we're gonna watch it. Let's turn it up, and here we go.
Repeat after me. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3.
You know, the earliest shrine on Watatsumi Island was not located in Sangonomiya. But after she struck down our protector deity, the shrine was abandoned.
Recently, some of our soldiers started showing symptoms of accelerated aging.
If that's the case, then the peace talks are likely a trap.
The way people charge in here as they please. So uncivilized.
Signora's the one behind all this? Not her again!
Have you learned your lesson now? The way you follow me around like a dark shadow. Not even ashes will remain!
Let's get them! Protect Madame Kujo!
I will do everything within my power to defend my family's honor.
Strike! Storm the front!
You Kujo scum! Colluding with the Fatui isn't low enough for you already. You just want to take everything away from us.
To survive hardship, you must prepare for hardship. Rest and rebuild! Covenants of the Deep!
Some ambitions have the power to heal wounds, to bring victory.
Indulge my curiosity. What is the reason that I find you standing here before me once again?
Shine down! Now you shall perish!
Surely you don't think your ambition alone is enough to shake A's will, do you?
That's it. Just like that. Eternity stretches things out over a long time. But each moment within it becomes all the more fragile.
You know, this is starting to feel like chili pepper weather. Did you happen to see how the city looked on the way over here? Everyone's getting ready for the Moon Chase Festival. I'm taking part in this year's Masterful Chefs. If possible, I'd like you to be my culinary consultants.
There is one dish that perhaps you could try making for me.
We have two extraordinary talents this year. I'm interested to see their choice of dishes.
Okay, without further ado, let the cooking commence. Begin.
It's a fish. Is that legit a weapon? It's a fish. Claymore. Luxurious Sea Lord. Wow. Okay, so if they're introducing a type of fishing, that looks really, really cool. The fact that there's going to be a fishing type thing in here. Please keep fishing in the game. Please keep fishing in the game. Most, open world things like games like this have fishing as a way to get resources, like fish. So keep this in the game. That'd be great. But we see more of Mihoyo. We see what you're doing here. People now refer to this as the Booba Sword. And you're just showing it every chance you get. You know what you're doing, you horny bastards. You got the Sharingan. So we're back under her Genjutsu again. But we got Scaramouche showing up. People were like, when's Scaramouche showing up again? Because the last time we saw him was... Oh, my God. Like, when it came first, like a month or so. I think it was the, that Stars event or whatever, when you got official for free, I think. So there's that. So Scaramouche is showing up again. Signora is going to be a boss, which shows that she's not nearly as powerful as she thinks she is if she's going to be a weekly boss, and she's already going to be fought this early. Got Yae Miko. Now, I don't know if she's going to be playable anytime soon. She's supposed to be. We got Kokomi, who's pretty much like Mona, except she's got like jellyfish, water jellyfish you can use. I love the new area, though. Got a broken shrine. Got all these little bubbles floating around, like little aquatic animals floating around. Got the Tempest going on. I mean, I love the design. It looks like we got a water, a water cube now. So, I think the only type of cube we need now is Dendro, because we've got all the other elements for the cube. So, I also like the kind of they can sprout little sea animals. Hopefully it's not as annoying as the Oceanid, and hopefully it doesn't talk, because I get tired of, the power of water is it can take any shape. Yes, I know it can take any shape. It's water. So we're fighting her, Signora. Said it's kind of disappointing we're fighting her so soon, considering she's been made to be this like really powerful figure who's going around collecting gnosis of the archons. And here we are fighting her, weekly boss. So, now Scaramouche though. Is Scaramouche actually more powerful than Signora? I mean, because he's one of the Harbingers as well, but of the Harbingers of the Fatui, Fatui Harbingers. But it seems that he's not going to be a boss anytime soon, so which would suggest that he's actually more powerful than Signora. So, I mean, which is cool. But when it comes to like the Archons and stuff, I wish they would make them more godlike. I mean, Archons are gods. I mean, do I really have to tell the things that Venti and Zhongli have done in their god? It's Barbados and Rex Lapis. So when you have them as a playable character, they should be a little more overpowered than everyone else. Their stats should be already a little higher when you get them, but it seems like they're all on a level playing field, which kind of disappointing. Even other people have said, it's like they're gods. You're having gods as playable characters. They need to be a little stronger. But we have another thing in Liyue again, which that's fine. I would have expected a festival in Inazuma right now, and it doesn't. This one seems like it's just cooking, which, like I've said, for some reason, I think it's just the staff. They must be overworked so much that they're just constantly hungry because food makes its way into almost everything of the game somehow. You've got between people outright telling you to get food for them to story quests and they're talking about food like, oh, this particular dish and blah blah. It's like, you guys must be really fucking hungry. So we got Kaching there, we've got Zhongling, Jingling, Ningguang. Like me some Ningguang. You want to know who else is not here though? Someone who's never been seen in game before apart from their character, Xinyan. But this is pretty cool. We get to go around. Whatever gets people out in the world again to go around finding treasure chests, more power to them. I love finding treasure chests, and when you reach rank 55 and above, and even if you find a common treasure chest, you're like, oh my god, treasure. So, like, even now, I'm finding some in Inazuma that I thought I got. I'm like, oh my god, yes, treasure for me. It's not all for naught. But we've got that thing returning where it's like the little gauntlet type thing where the enemies come out, you gotta beat them within a certain time limit, which is pretty fun. I enjoyed it the last time. The last time it was in Darupa Gorge. So I can't wait for these two to come back, Ganyu and Xiao. I mean, I know for sure I'm going to get Ganyu and Xiao when they get a rerun. In fact, all the characters I don't have, I know for sure I'm going to get them when they get a rerun. It's just a matter of when they get a rerun. Oh, it's just the transition, I think. I was like, is she running underwater? That would be cool. That's another thing I want. I want them to build an underwater world. They've got all this water and all these lakes and the ocean and this and that. Let us dive. Let us sink to the bottom and explore. There'd be more places for chests. You can have aquatic enemies. It'd be really, really cool. I mean, hopefully that's something they're going to do. Like, I've talked about this before when I was doing the what's next, when they show kind of like a timeline of the Genshin story. Fontaine. It's going to be water-based. I mean, I imagine it's going to be almost like a water park. Look, with water all over the place, huge fountains, huge bodies of water. But, you would think that it's Fontaine, it's going to be water-based. Maybe there's going to be something underwater. And I'm not talking about one of the puzzles that we see where it starts out underwater, you flip some freaking switches, and all the water disappears or it rises up. No, I want us, as the player, to be able to sink into the water and explore. Like you do in almost every other game that has water in it. Now, even stuff like, it kind of reminds me of like the Wind Waker. Before there was going to be some underwater stuff until they removed that. But because of the ocean being so vast in that game, they're like, no, we're not doing that. That would just cause way too much data and too much memory. So we're not doing that because, I mean, look at the game. The game was fucking 90% water. So if you had to build an entire land mass underwater and fill it with stuff, it wouldn't work out. But here, technology's different, obviously. We're so much more advanced. We could add stuff in the water. It doesn't have to be a lot. But I would love to see the fishing become a permanent thing. And I want to see some underwater exploration. Because like I said, that's more chests. That's more enemies you can design, be creative with. Um, but yeah, so we've got Scaramouche coming. We've got the Eye of Eternity over here. We've got Kokomi and her little water fish. We got Sinora and her, which is funny because isn't she from Shiznaya, which is ice, and she's pyro. She's dangerous there. Uh, unless she's a mix, unless she can use both, that'd be really cool. And that's something I've also, and the little bubbles floating around. That's really really cool. Um, hybrid characters is something I want to see. Someone who can use, I mean, Traveler kinda, but you can only use one at a time. So if you're an Animo, you can't use the power of Geo unless you go to that statue and resonate with Geo. But we've seen instances where the Traveler can use both of them at the same time. In the cutscene with Child, not only does he stop, he stops Child, puts out his hand, and does this little Rasengan blast type thing. He kind of like does that swirl thing around, and he kicks up Earth to knock Child back. So I would love to see a hybrid character that can, one or more, two or more elements. Because, like I said, he can do it in the cinematics. If you go back and watch that cinematic, that's what he does. He pulls out his arm, does his little Animo Rasengan, and then he does his little side kick to have the spikes, the Geo spikes, pop up. So he obviously is capable of using, unless that was just an oversight on their part, which I wouldn't be surprised. It looks cool though, but I would love to see hybrid characters, have two or more elements to use. I would love to see hybrid weapon users, like I said, with Child, how he's a bow user, but when he does his skill, he comes like little daggers and stuff. I think Ball's the same way. She uses a polearm, but her skill is, she's got her booba sword. She uses that. But being able to equip actual sword could increase damage of that skill, since it's a sword. So, being able to flip back and forth, like, oh yeah, it's a archery, a bow puzzle. Let me just switch into that, and then afterwards you just switch back to the other weapon. You don't have to keep switching people out. You just switch your weapon out. So I think that would be really cool. But there's a lot of things I'd like to see added to the game. Also we have the Masterless Vision over here, which apparently might be activated. This, which looks very menacing. We've got the statue of Ball with all the visions that she's taken. All this Dendro, and not once have we gotten Dendro. And they're all activating, which that doesn't seem very good. It looks pretty though. But I had a feeling once I saw this, I'm like, yeah, something's gonna happen. These things are gonna light up and come to life or something. And turns out I was right. Now, is this a dark omen type thing going on? Are they lending their power to protect something? Are they becoming active when when this one becomes active? I don't know. But it must have some kind of connection, since it's like immediately what you see after Kazuya fighting Ball over here. They fight, and then suddenly all of them start lighting up. But we know how people like to show things out of order, so. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. I'm pretty excited for 2.1. And yeah, hopefully it's pretty. It looks like we're gonna have another island to go to. I mean, they still have 3 islands that they haven't released yet. So hopefully it's just like one island with each patch now, or update rather. until we have all 6. So hopefully that means on the map, all that space, because when you're trying to go up to like Liyue or Mondstadt, you have all that water, all that space. Hopefully that gets filled up with islands. Just the way it did for the archipelago. How it started out as like nothing but water, but then once everything raised up, it became full. So, anyways, that's going to do it for me. Thumbs up, thumbs down, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.